Mike Kavanaugh from HIVHero.org and HERONEWS.org, and I'm here with the incredibly talented and handsome Ryan Lowe. How are you today?
I'm great, Mike. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So you're our first hero for the new year. How does it feel? Any resolutions?
Totally honored and oh God, resolutions, but put me on the spot like that. No, I didn't make any resolutions this year.
Okay. I did. I'm going back to the gym, and maybe if I go, I can look like this. Okay, I'm a long way off. So Ryan, you are in the hit musical Chicago playing Mary Sunshine. How was that experience?
It is a dream come true. It's why I moved to New York City to become a Broadway actor. And, when I auditioned for the role for 2 years and finally ended up getting it. And 11 years later, I'm still doing it with just a little 2-month break to go down to Signature Theater in Virginia and to do another Cantor Neb show called The Visit. And so that's it. I've been doing it for 11 years consistently. I think I'm probably one of their longest running principals.
Well, it's an amazing role, and it's so much fun. And you play almost like a drag queen in reverse. What is that like?
Well, it's not technically supposed to be a drag queen role. You're supposed to make people believe that you're a real woman. So I try and do that. I don't know. Every once in a while she gets a little campy, but
it's really amazing, and you sing so beautifully. And how did you get that high voice, and how do you do it? Is that your real voice?
Yes. Yeah, in fact, everybody asks me when I go out and collect. I go out and collect for Broadway Cares every night that we do it, and everybody asks me if I'm actually really singing. I've gotten the whole gamut of there's a woman singing off stage for you, you're lip syncing, or the best one is it was a woman in the first act and you in the second act, and I always feel sorry for that poor woman that they think was in the first act actually singing, because nobody could be that ugly. But anyway, no, I've always had it on top of my tenor voice. Basically, I sang for the San Diego Opera for a long time in the chorus, and it was always kind of a party trick. Between scenes, before the chorus would go on, I would be in the dressing room, and I'd sing with the diva whoever was singing on stage, and in my falsetto. And so it just developed from there. And then I moved to New York City and found out that I could do Mary Sunshine and studied that way. So it's become more developed over time.
And you know what's great? It's really kind of a fun part if you haven't seen Chicago, which is a great musical, such great music. It's I never get sick of seeing it. I see it every couple of years, and I just want to say hi to all my friends in it. I love the cast in there. I love all of you. All of you are amazing performers. And sexy, I have to say.
Oh yeah, incredible.
So who's the one that you performed with that you were the most excited?
Nettles. She did Roxy in the show, and then I think Brandy blew us all away. Her professionalism and her dedication to the role. She was in character the whole time. I loved performing with Christy Brinkley. John O'Hurley was another great Billy. Wayne Brady, actually, who's doing in Kinky Boots right now, Lola in Kinky Boots. He was a fun one to work with. He was one of my first Billies, actually.
Go and see Chicago, because the boys are sexy, the music is hot, and the dancing is really hot. So make sure you make it out there. And where can we see that?
At the Ambassador Theater, 219 West 49th Street.
So amazing. And I heard you did this amazing Phantom of the Opera kind of duet thing. Tell us about that.
Oh, gosh, that was surreal, too, actually. That was at Don't Tell Mamas, actually. We did the interview there. And I sang Think of Me from Phantom of the Opera. And I started out, I did it like her, and then turned around and did his part in it, because Raoul has a little part in there. And then did the end. I flipped back around and became Christine again, and went up into the whole run to the top of the B there, the B flat.
Yeah, I'm a little obsessed with that. We have a clip we're going to show right now.
What a change, you're really not a bit the corkish girl that once you were. She may not remember me, but I remember. Flowers fade, the fruits of summer fade, they have their season, so do we. But please promise me that sometimes you will think.
amazing. That was amazing. Such resonance. Can't hear.
So, Brian, one of the reasons we picked you as a Broadway hero, as we do all of our Broadway heroes, is because you participate in things like Gypsy of the Year that benefits Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS. Why are those things so important to you?
Oh, wow. My brother is HIV positive, and so I do everything ever since I got into the show 11 years ago. Every single time we collect for Broadway Cares twice a year for 6 weeks, and I go out every single night just to feel like I'm doing my part for him. And I just know, the struggle that everybody else has been going through. So I kind of want to just do my part, really, and collect as much money as we can for these organizations that help people who are positive and anything else. I mean, Broadway Cares has become such a umbrella for everything else, like the wildfires that happened in San Diego, my hometown. I actually did a couple of speeches at that point when the wildfires happened, and Broadway Cares was sending money to help them as well. So it's just a great umbrella organization, but main reason is because my brother is positive, and I'd like to do as much as I can for him.
Broadway Cares is one of the most amazing organizations I've ever had the opportunity to work with. They are partnered with us. Please make a donation if you get a chance to BroadwayCares.org. And of course, so, Ryan, we're a site for newly diagnosed and people living with HIV. Do you have a message about the importance of safe sex practices and being well knowledgeable about what's out there and what's available to help you?
Oh, I mean, I would say what everybody else probably says. I mean, please have safe sex. We don't want, I'm on PrEP, and I practice safe sex. And what my doctor told me was that he sees a rise in STDs because of everybody being on PrEP and thinking that that's safe enough for you instead of using both condoms and PrEP. So people who are on PrEP don't use condoms anymore because they think it's, going to protect them from STDs as well.
Our slogan is condoms are hot. Do you think condoms are hot?
Condoms can be very hot.
Okay, Sarah?
Condoms are hot.
Yes, they certainly are. If you have any advice to someone that's getting bullied, what would you say now as an adult?
I would say don't even bother with it. It's I let it get to me. It got to a point where I did think about, committing suicide. I hate to say that, but I did think about that every once in a while. I got to the point where I was ditching school. And now that I think about it, I would just say it's not your problem. It is a hard issue to deal with personally, but don't deal with it. I mean, it's their problem, not yours. They're the ones that are the insecure people, and you just can't let it get to you. I have a little friend right now who's dealing with some bullying because she has Asperger's, and she takes everything everybody else says personally, and you just can't do that. It's not your problem. It's theirs.
Yeah. So I just want to say there's a lot of help out there. You can go to the Trevor Project, trevorproject.org, or the jedfoundation.org in New York City if you need any kind of help.
The other thing, I grew up as a kid who was ashamed of his body because I was bullied so much. And when I moved to New York, after I did a few things out of town, I ended up getting a role in Naked Boy Singing. Mm-hmm. And nobody, and in my family, nobody at home could believe that I would actually get up on stage naked, because they all knew, how ashamed. In fact, I remember seeing a picture that my mom probably still has, of me standing out in front of my house with my cousins, both in bathing suits, and me in a long sleeve flannel shirt and corduroy pants as a child. And then for some reason, I didn't care anymore. And that's what I would say, that's again what I would say to people who are being bullied is just don't care what people say, because it's normally not true.
Ryan, I want to thank you so much for coming by. You are our first Broadway Hero of the Year. So thank you for that. And I think you are super, super talented. And I can't wait to see what else you are up to in the near future. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So Ryan, if you could play any role, what would be the dream role?
When I moved here, I was 26, and I wanted to do Marius so bad in Les Mis, and I actually did get a call back, and was told that I was too old, which at 26, you're like, oh, you feel like a grandpa.
Hey, well, that's good. So now I want you to do an audition right now for Marius. Right now you have 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
Ready, set, go.
I don't even know what song to sing. Oh my God. In my life. Oh no, that's the Cosette roll.